Now, Good Morning Northwest, breaking news overnight as search crews find the bodies of Iran's president and his foreign minister. What we're learning about the helicopter crash that killed them.
Waking up to a little bit of frost out there, certainly some fog, there's no doubt about it. We're going to have sunshine, but then rain, and we'll talk about the timing on that coming your way.
And a big Spokane community event rattled by gunfire. This morning, the latest information on the shooting along the Lilac Festival parade route. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Thanks so much for starting your day with us. I'm Natalie Grant.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Monday, May 20th. We want to get you right to mark in our first alert forecast. That includes, some fog to start.
Yeah, we do have it in downtown. There's no doubt about it. We have it in other places. So we just want you to take it easy. When we look at temperatures, 37 degrees. When we look at Coeur d'Alene, 36 degrees. And a little more cloud cover there, but there's still some sun breaks. We're waiting for the sun breaks. Here's a look at the 4 things you need to know. Sunny, and then some clouds coming in this afternoon. Winds are going to be light today, not a big deal. Rain coming in later on Tuesday around dinner time, and it looks like Wednesday's going to be one of those soggy days. Right now, Deer Park, cold, 29 degrees. It's 33 at Fairchild, but we have temperatures in the upper 30s through downtown 9 Mile. You're at 40 degrees, so is Coeur d'Alene. When we look at what we can expect cloud cover-wise, we're going to see some coming in. 4 or 5 o'clock, we do have those isolated shower potential out of some of the clouds, but not going to be wide-ranging. We'll see that. That's going to come in Tuesday evening through Friday, or I somehow just time traveled through again Tuesday morning or Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Let's just get out of this and we'll just take an escape route. Our high today with variable clouds this afternoon going to be 70 degrees.
We're tracking some breaking news this morning. We're learning new details about a helicopter crash that killed Iran's president. Iranian state media confirming this morning that leader Ebrahim Raisi, along with his foreign minister and several others, were found dead.
A drone sent in from Turkey located the crash, detecting a source of heat near Iran's border with Azerbaijan. That was more than 12 hours after the chopper vanished in bad weather. Let's get to Sydney Charles live at the Breaking Now desk with what we know so far.
Robin, we're following those breaking details this morning, and this is new video just into the newsroom today that actually shows the helicopter crash site where Iran's president and several other leaders have been found dead. President Ebrahim Raisi, Iran's foreign minister, and 7 others were aboard the aircraft. Also, new details just coming in. Today, the country's first vice president has been appointed as acting president of the Islamic Republic following that crash. Drone video shows the site on a steep wooded hillside, little of the aircraft remaining beyond its blue and white tail. Raisi, seen here in the helicopter on Sunday, traveling to the Iranian border for an event. Heavy fog blanketed the area of northwestern Iran, making it difficult for search and rescue teams to locate the aircraft. Drones provided by Turkey were able to pinpoint the crash site using thermal cameras. And overnight, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer saying there was no evidence of foul play.
Looks like an accident. There was very bad foggy weather in northwest Iran where the copter crashed.
The crash comes as the Middle East remains unsettled by Israel's war with Hamas. And just weeks after Iran and Israel launched strikes on each other, experts are now questioning how a transition of power in Iran could affect a region already in turmoil. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now. Natalie.
Sydney, thanks. And breaking news in the Israel-Hamas war. The International Criminal Court is seeking arrest warrants for Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and others on charges of war crimes and crimes against humanity over the October 7th attacks on Israel and the subsequent war in Gaza. Now, that's what the court's chief prosecutor told CNN Christian Amanpour in an exclusive interview today. Now, Israel and the United States are not members of the ICC, but the ICC claims to have jurisdiction over Gaza, East Jerusalem, and the West Bank.
The annual Lilac Festival Armed Forces Torchlight Parade in downtown Spokane halted and rerouted Saturday night because of a shooting at a convenience store. Spokane police say the shooting happened just before 9 o'clock toward the end of that parade route.
Now, one person was shot and another injured. Both were taken to the hospital. A day later, there was still blood on the sidewalk outside the store.
Dancing with my daughter, and we're laughing and joking around, and it was so quick, like how everything can change in a matter of a second.
Spokane Police, a major crimes unit, is investigating the shooting. And SPD told us it wasn't able to release any information regarding what happened or the suspect in order to protect the investigation. We'll have more information as it becomes available online at KXLY.com. Mayor Lisa Brown released this statement Saturday night saying, in part, "My thoughts are with those who were injured, their families, and all those who witnessed this incident. Violence like this should never happen, especially near a place where families are gathered to enjoy a community event."
A man who crashed his car into a power pole is in critical condition this morning. According to Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, Richard Lansidel was driving east on Garwood Road when he veered off the road into the pole. Deputies say Lansidel was the only person in the car. They found him unresponsive, took him to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. His condition is listed as critical but stable. The Sheriff's Office says it does not know what caused the crash.
Well, metal sheets now cover the concrete benches in the alcoves along the Monroe Street Bridge in an effort to make the bridge safer and cleaner. Now, last year, Councilman Michael Cathcart championed a resolution to address the bridge's issues like drug use and illegal activity. Over the last 6 months, the projects to increase safety on the bridge, like the metal sheets, anti-graffiti paint, and improved lighting, have cost less than $50,000. Now, once the cost topped that amount, the projects would need City Council approval.
We want people to be safe. We don't want stabbings. We don't want people ingesting fentanyl. We don't want these sorts of things happening on this bridge. And with some very modest and low impact investments, we can make this safer, and we have.
Mayor Lisa Brown spoke to 4 News Now, saying she is in favor of new lighting and anti-graffiti measures, although she would have not supported the installation of the metal panels.
Just a block away from the Monroe Street Bridge, the Post Street Bridge is getting set to open. Construction on the extensive repairs began 5 years ago, a project the city initially planned to take 2 years. The one-lane northbound bridge will open the first week of June, along with the completion of the Gorge Loop Trail through the park and Kendall Yards. Now, to look at the trail in its entirety, just check out our story. It's on KXLY.com. Good morning, Northwest Time is now 6 minutes after 6.
Let's check back in with Mark Peterson here for a look at our forecast as you're heading out the door. We've got some frost.
One of our Good Morning Northwest family, Nancy out there, said, hey, Medical Lake, we got frost on the windows. Ooh. And we have a frost advisory that is to the west of us. We've got, well, that fog. Clearly visible and yet not visible at all. We're going to have that burn off, sunshine yet in the forecast, the full forecast coming your way.
From storms to extreme heat, just ahead, we look at the severe weather hitting some southern states over the weekend, and we'll tell you what's coming their way next.
Primary election day is just 1 day away for Idaho voters. I'm breaking down all the key details coming up on Good Morning Northwest.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northwest Granite.
Whether you're hauling your boat to the lake or a team full of soccer players,
Perfection Tire carries a full line of Cooper tires with advanced safety features, warranties, and competitive pricing.
Nobody beats perfection.
Kylie and I are excited to show you the rugged good looks and adventurous spirit of this all-new Subaru Outback.
It has a roomy interior and almost 9 inches of ground clearance that make on- or off-road driving fun.
Plus, Subaru's legendary safety features like symmetrical all-wheel drive and EyeSight driver assist technology.
Visit ParkerSubaru.com or drop by the dealership to learn about our great selection of vehicles built for adventure, comfort, and safety.
See the Subaru Outback and receive your no-problem customer service at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
It's the big kickoff event this month at Northwest Fence, where every year we launch the fencing season with great bargains on fence and automated gate packages. So give us a call to schedule your new chain link, vinyl, or ornamental iron fence. Or maybe you're a do-it-yourselfer looking for materials. Save a little of the cost by shopping early and beating the summer rush during the spring launch at Northwest Fence. Nobody builds them better.
No matter how he got here, how alone she feels, how they've struggled to support their best friend. What's important is this moment, when they reached out and said, I can't do this alone. And we said, that's okay, we'll figure it out together. If you or a loved one needs support, our trained counselors can help you too. 988, anywhere, anytime.
Welcome to Coeur d'Alene Honda.
Thank you. I've been coming here for years, and I've always felt just like family.
At Coeur d'Alene Honda, we've been family owned and operated for over 50 years. We pride ourselves in giving the best customer experience.
And every new car comes with a nationwide lifetime warranty.
We have some of the best selection of pre-owned vehicles to choose from.
And select pre-owned Hondas come with our lifetime warranty.
So which Honda would you prefer? Coeur d'Alene Honda with the nationwide lifetime warranty at no additional cost to you, or the other guys?
And don't forget about the lifetime warranty.
Whether you're going on a long trip or just your daily commute,
Perfection Tires certified techs are your trusted resource for efficient, cost-effective repairs and routine maintenance.
Nobody beats perfection.
Your time is 6:10. Here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. A small plane bound for Ephrata is missing this morning.
The Washington State Department of Transportation says the plane piloted by Jerry Redziger left the Arlington Municipal Airport yesterday afternoon at 4:30. His wife reported him missing an hour and a half later. An air search is underway near Snoqualmie Pass and includes assistance from King County Search and Rescue and the King County Sheriff's Office on the ground. Now, the pilot did have a parachute, and his plane is equipped with an emergency transmitter. No one else is believed to be on board.
Rules from some of the country's biggest banks designed to try to keep them safe from a failure may be changing. The Wall Street Journal says lobbying efforts by the likes of J.P. Morgan Chase and Goldman Sachs apparently changed the minds of regulators who had proposed a hike in the capital banks have to keep on hand. That hike may now be scaled back. Banks called the changes unnecessary.
Both the Justice Department and TikTok have asked a federal court to fast-track the suit over a law that would force TikTok's parent company to sell it or face a ban in the U.S. The law goes into effect in January.
Severe storms continue battering the U.S., from tornadoes in Oklahoma and Kansas to triple-digit temperatures in Texas. Nearly 250,000 people in the Houston area still without power since a deadly storm hit there last week. Many are left without air conditioning, with record heat on the way.
All right, good Monday morning to you. 10-second takeaway, there's fog to start, and we got a little bit of frost out there, but that's all going to burn off. The sunshine will be out. We'll see some cloud cover sneaking in for this afternoon. Our high today, a mild 70 degrees.
You can call it reformation or redemption. A man who was once sentenced to life in prison without parole just walked across the stage to accept his degree from the Gonzaga Law School. At the age of 14, Jeremiah Bourgeois shot and killed someone. He thought he would spend the rest of his life behind bars until the pendulum of the law swung in his favor.
I happened to just get an opportunity to not die in prison and be able to use the skills that I have in my time to be able to try to change somebody's life.
It's a story he's been writing for more than 20 years, using the money he had for commissary to buy books and take classes. Hear how he turned a life sentence into a law degree. In Kirsten O'Connor's special report. That's tomorrow on 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. Wow. Great story. Your Good Morning Northwest time, 6:12.
It is a big week for Idaho voters. Right after the break, Allison Martinez is live at the Kootenai County Elections Office, breaking down what you need to know for the week ahead.
And let's rebuild a baseball field. 4 News Now's Big Diamonds and Dreams Makeover, led by our very own Mark Peterson, gets underway. We'll show you what's happening at this year's winning field. That's coming up on Good Morning Northwest.
Just in time for Memorial Day, PAR and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. May 22nd, bring your old tattered flag to PAR Lumber in North Spokane. In exchange, you'll receive a new American flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
It's Traveling Cocktail with Shay Mitchell. So does your daughter understand her job? She knows that Mommy makes bags. She just thinks I give them out to people. So she's like, Mommy, you gave her a bag too?
Watch Kelly Clarkson today at 3.
Considering a new air conditioner? Before you commit, call Bill's Heating and AC. We're elevating efficiency and savings by matching heat pump prices to any local air conditioner quotes and setting a new standard for comfort. Why heat pumps? Similar to ACs, they offer high efficiencies to heat and cool your home for a lower cost. And with the purchase of qualifying equipment, you may be eligible to receive a 25C tax credit of up to $3,200. Don't miss out. Call Bill's Heating and AC for your free quote now.
Have you or a loved one been in a piano-related accident? These scales of justice are here to fight for you.
Avoid slapstick injuries and watch Tune In With Me.
Weekdays on MeTV 4.2.
Joni here at Post Falls Volkswagen with this bold and beautiful Taos. But there's more than just good looks behind this compact SUV. This is the perfect choice because it's also practical and efficient, with driver assist and all the latest enhanced safety features.
Now with 0% APR for 60 months or a customer cash bonus.
If you're thinking of a compact SUV, think Taos at your nearby Post Falls Volkswagen, the home of 0000.
I think I'm gonna go with a 9-iron.
I'd suggest a 7.
No.
Oh. Did you know that if a bird picks up your ball, you gotta follow it? Oh, there it is. I think it's to the right.
Nah.
Is this it?
Nope, not it.
More! Can I be frank? At STCU, we're always here to advise and consult, even if you want to go at it your own way.
Let's see what you've got, Frank. I think we should talk.
STCU Business. Partner up.
Just in time for Memorial Day, PAR and 4 News Now are teaming up for the Great American Flag Swap. May 22nd, bring your old tattered flag to PAR Lumber in North Spokane. In exchange, you'll receive a new American flag from Uncle Sam's Flag and Gift.
4 News Now is brought to you by GMC of Riverfront Park.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Welcome back. It's now 6:16. Idaho voters are getting ready to fill out ballots. Voting for the Idaho primary election will take place in person tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Ballots will include candidates for United States representatives, state legislators, county sheriffs, and more. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez is joining us live this morning to break down the information you need to know heading into tomorrow and the rest of the week. Good morning, Allison.
Yes, good morning to you both. Now, the 2024 primary will include elections for races for county and state level. Now, there are 2 main dates that Idaho voters need to know about this week. The first of which, of course, is primary election day happening tomorrow, and the second is the Democratic Presidential Caucus happening on Thursday. Starting with tomorrow, races for U.S. Representative will be on the ballot, along with Idaho State Senate and Idaho State Representative seats. Also on the ballot locally are Kootenai County Commissioner Districts 1 and 2, as well as Kootenai County Prosecuting Attorney and Sheriff. Precinct committee seats will also appear on the ballot in each voter precinct. Later in the week, registered Democrats and unaffiliated voters are invited to the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. This is happening this Thursday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Here, voters will decide who Idaho will support for the Democratic nominee for President of the United States. Both tomorrow and Thursday are huge days for many Idaho voters. For any questions you have regarding the primary election or the Democratic Presidential Caucus, you can head over to our website, KXLY.com. Reporting live in Coeur d'Alene, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
Allison, thank you so much. Here is your live look this morning on your Monday. Woo-hoo, it's thick out there.
Live if you can believe it, for sure.
Downtown area, lower elevations. You get up above it, you can see it sort of sitting there. And again, in Coeur d'Alene, Kootenai County, things are looking pretty good. All right, so our hour-by-hour forecast, we get through the day today. Again, we see that fog burn off. We're going to have sunshine, temperatures into the mid-50s by mid-morning, and nearing or at 60 degrees for noon, 62 forecast. And then we're going to have mid-60s. By mid-afternoon, it will warm up, and we're going to have temperatures with a little increased cloud cover. Like at 3 o'clock, 68 degrees. We'll hit 70 at 4 and 5 o'clock, looking pretty good. Again, winds are not going to be a big part of our day today. And then we'll cool at 7 o'clock, still 65 degrees, not looking too bad. Overnight, temperatures down to 44 degrees. Should not see the frost that we have this morning in some areas, so just be aware. We did have the rain and the thunderstorm activity, like say Indian Trail, 1/2 inch, then a lot of the other areas picking up 1/10 or 1/4 inch. So that all continues to dive south out of the area. There was a notice of snow that was notated with the National Weather Service, which would then tie a record set back in 1975 of a hint or trace of a few snowflakes. So we look at the forecast radar. Yeah, it's going to be variable clouds. We're going to have pops of showers really popping up, but it's going to be into the mountains of Idaho for the most part. We'll see everybody getting into the rain game. That's going to be Tuesday night about dinner time. And then in the early morning hours of Wednesday, we see that continuing to make its way out. That's going to be some heavy rains for areas of North Idaho. Then we're going to see it come through the Palouse, wrapping around, and that is going to be our Wednesday evening, afternoon and evening, where we'll see the potential. So hopefully Wednesday, it's a little drier during the day for working on a baseball field. 70 degrees today, 69 into Ritzville, into the Tri-Cities, all the way along the east side of the Cascades. They're going to be in the mid-70s. We're going to be at about 70 tomorrow, 68, breezy. That next front comes in, cooling us down. The rain and 58 Wednesday, Thursday, partly cloudy, 62 with about a 20 to 30% chance of showers, and then back into the mid-60s really for Friday and the rest of the Memorial Day weekend. It is a Monday at 6:20, and that's time for our Pet of the Week.
They're finally here. Many of those kittens that were born this spring are ready to go to their forever homes. Every year, countless kittens are abandoned or brought to Companions Animal Center. Help us make a difference in the lives of these kittens. Not only can you adopt them from Companions Animal Center, but you can also use our spay and neuter clinic to help curtail the overpopulation of animals in our community. Spaying and neutering your pets not only prevent unwanted litters, but also improves their health and reduces the burden on animal shelters everywhere. To schedule your animal spay or neuter appointment, just visit our website at companionsanimalcenter.org.
Oh, that kitty pouncing on the ball.
So cute. If that doesn't bring a smile to your face on a Monday,
oh, goodness.
I don't know what would.
It's now 6:21.
Well, it was a rough weekend for local sports, and that includes the Spokane Velocity's first loss at One Spokane Stadium. Hear what their head coach had to say after the defeat. It's next in Morning Sports.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Mistaqua Casino Hotel has been treating you right for 30 years. Thank you for 30 years of jackpots, food, and fun at Mistaqua Casino Hotel, located north of Spokane on Highway 395 near Chewelah.
Man, I can take real good care of you. See? Works perfectly for you, right?
At Craig Swap & Associates, we don't get paid until you win.
One call, that's all. 509-999-9999.
There's magic throughout the universe. And some places have more than others. There's magic inside, everywhere. There's no place like Wonders of the World. There's magic inside.
What makes Hospice of Spokane unique is their level of dedication to the patient.
We try to wrap our services around the patient and the family.
Your team feels like our team. That's how much we know you care about making sure patients and families get what they need.
We go, I feel like, above and beyond for the hospice patients to make that last journey of life comfortable.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the TurboMax engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
When it's time to protect your home, call Everhart Painting, Spokane's premier painting contractor. Everhart Painting takes care of every detail and backs the results with their industry-leading warranty. Call now for our spring special. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
During Mistaqua Casino Hotel's 30th anniversary, you get to choose your grand prize. Maybe you pick a new Chevy Blazer. Or will you choose $30,000 cash? North of Spokane on Highway 395.
Well, after a dramatic win last weekend, the Spokane Velocity were back at it on Sunday afternoon as they welcomed in Forward Madison FC. But the result this time around, less than ideal for the home team. The Velocity came out of the gates fast and did a decent job controlling the ball, but they simply couldn't convert on any of their opportunities in the match. And that played right into the hands of Madison as they made the most of their chances and came away with a 3-0 win. Now, this loss for Spokane marks the first time that they've lost inside One Spokane Stadium and the first time they've been held scoreless this season, but they aren't letting that bother them moving forward.
Listen, the start of the year, we were scoring those goals. But right now where we are, we're still creating those chances. We just haven't scored the goal, which is fine. It's okay. That happens in the game. So it's nothing for us to really panic about or get concerned about. The chances are there from open play. The chances are there from set pieces. We've got to hit the back of the net. And last week we did, and this week we didn't. And it's football. Again, once we cross over this white line on Tuesday, we'll get after it and we'll make sure that we get better.
And misery loves company as the Seattle Mariners had a rough weekend themselves, capped off by a loss to the Baltimore Orioles on Sunday afternoon. Starting pitcher George Kirby went 6 innings but gave up 5 runs to the Baltimore batters as the M's dropped the finale 6-3. Now, the good news for Seattle is they've still won 8 of their last 10 series, and they remain a game and a half above the Rangers for the top spot in the AL West. Now, Seattle is going to continue their road trip as they start a series with the AL East leading New York Yankees later this evening. Logan Gilbert is going to get the nod in that one. Reporting in studio, I'm Alex Crescenti for News Now Sports.
You know, I was at that Velocity game. It was a tough loss, but still, it's so fun.
Such a fun atmosphere.
It really is. It's now 6:26 on the dot.
The ship that crashed into Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge more than 7 weeks ago will be freed today. After the break, Sydney Charles has details on the refloating and what will happen to the crew that's still on board.
Plus, a plane lands and then takes off on the North Spokane corridor. What made the pilots make that emergency landing this weekend on the highway? Next, as we go to break, here's your first look at what's coming up on Good Morning America at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, are we finally seeing a little grocery store price drop?
But we all know inflation has gotten a little out of hand.
The Bureau of Labor Statistics' latest report showing prices on food at home decreased for the first time in a year by 0.2% in April.
Finally, we're seeing some relief.
With price tags on staples like eggs, fruit, veggies, and chicken all dropping. Now supermarkets are vying for your business.
What we've seen over the past couple weeks has been significant in the grocery industry. What we're going to see is just about every major retailer getting involved, lowering prices, adding more store brands, adding higher quality store brands.
And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll dig into whether the supermarket relief is temporary or here to stay. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rebecca Jarvis, ABC News, New York.
The darkness of bipolar depression made me feel like I was losing interest in the things I love. Then I found a chance to let in the light. Discover Caplyta. Unlike some medicines that only treat bipolar 1, Caplyta is proven to deliver significant symptom relief from both bipolar 1 and 2 depression. And in clinical trials, movement disorders and weight gain were not common.
Caplyta can cause serious side effects. Call your doctor about sudden mood changes, behaviors, or suicidal thoughts right away. Antidepressants may increase these risks in young adults. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Caplyta is not approved for dementia-related psychosis. Report fever, confusion, or stiff muscles which may be life-threatening, or uncontrolled muscle movements which may be permanent. Common side effects include sleepiness, dizziness, nausea, and dry mouth. These aren't all the side effects.
In the darkness of bipolar 1 and 2 depression, Caplyta can help you let in the light. Ask your doctor about Caplyta. Find savings and support at Caplyta.com.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
For 27 years, our promise has been to save you green.
Want to sell fast? Go to WeBuyHouses.com. We'll buy any house in any condition. Get your no-obligation cash offer today. Call WeBuyHouses.com at 509-563-7575.
WeBuyHouses.com.
Oh, hey, I'm your celebrity spokesperson for Zine, the new way to stream local news, sports, and events from all over the country. But Zine speaks for itself. It doesn't need a celebrity spokesperson to tell you to download Zine. Besides, an ex-teen idol like myself might resort to pandering gimmicks. You're too smart for that. Let's go to the Zine logo before I do some sexy, overdramatic ending, huh? Zine. Always local, always free.
Let's take a test drive of this rugged Nissan Frontier, redesigned inside and out. There's plenty of power so you can take it anywhere, thanks to an upgraded suspension, steering system, and powertrain. The cabin has improved too with a new seat design, larger storage compartments, and a big touchscreen that's smartphone compatible. If you weren't interested in a Nissan Frontier in the past, it's time to reevaluate. Test drive one at the new Coeur d'Alene Nissan.
4 News Now and STCU are teaming up to highlight and congratulate high school and college graduates. Send us a photo of your senior, and 10 lucky students will be chosen to win a $50 gift card from STCU. Enter your senior photo today at KXLY.com.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
Good morning, Northwest, and welcome to your Monday. I'm Robin Nance.
And I'm Natalie Grant. It is Monday, May 20th. Let's kick it off right now with Mark Peterson for a look at our forecast here. As we're heading out the door, want to be mindful of fog.
Yeah, cue the fog sound effect, which we don't have. We do have the fog out there. It is dense in places. It's starting to break out a little bit, but we're sitting at 38 degrees. We have no wind, so it's just sitting there, and we have some frost in Medical Lake and surrounding areas, and actually frost advisory until 8 a.m. So the 4 things you need to know. We'll see some blue sky, and then we'll see some afternoon clouds. Winds are going to be light today. The rain will return Tuesday evening around dinner time, and Wednesday looks to be a soggy day. We have temperatures right now 31 into Deer Park, 31 into Cheney, but we do have temperatures hovering in the upper 30s throughout I-90 all the way through Liberty Lake, Post Falls. Coeur d'Alene now 41 degrees and a little more sunshine into Coeur d'Alene and into North Idaho than we're seeing because of the fog. We did have rain yesterday and thunderstorm activity that brought up as much as half an inch of rain. All of that energy, what's left of it, continues to move south, and we have a fairly clear sky into the Central Basin. We are going to have temperatures, again, mid-afternoon in the mid-60s, warming to 70. We'll see that around 4 or 5 o'clock, and then, of course, we start to cool down. The overnight low is going to be around 44 degrees.
New information from the Breaking Now desk. We are taking a live look at the cargo ship that hit Baltimore's Francis Scott Key Bridge. Right now, it looks like officials are just now bringing that boat back into the port. This is actually a live look at one of those tug boats helping to bring that boat in this morning. The boat is known as the Dolly, which crashed into the bridge in March, killing 6 construction workers. The crash disrupted marine traffic at the seaport, which is among the largest in the mid-Atlantic. Officials began the process of getting the ship ready to refloat yesterday, which included removing anchors and mooring lines that had been attached to the ship after the crash. Crews also removed a 500-foot section of the bridge, clearing the way for today's massive operation. And we've learned that Governor Wes Moore is on site for the milestone, but even when the ship goes free, its crew might not. Regulations have them stuck on board where they've been since March. The law requires a ship like the Dolly to have a crew at all times. Now, the workers' visas have expired. A union representative says they're waiting for immigration officials to tell them when they can go home. And further complicating the matters is the ongoing investigation.
Without the propeller turning, the rudder was less effective. They were essentially drifting.
The union says the FBI took away crew members' cell phones last month, and they feel disconnected from their families. The company that manages the Dolly says it hopes authorities will let the workers get off the boat sometime soon. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
President Joe Biden returns to the White House this morning after a busy weekend, spending time at several events reaching out to black voters. His likely November rival, former President Donald Trump, also on the campaign trail, gaining a new endorsement from the National Rifle Association. Here's ABC's M. Nguyen with the latest from D.C.
Re-elect Kamala and me and the Democratic Congress, and we will help the NAACP. We will sign the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, the Freedom to Vote Act, and make Roe v. Wade the law of the land again.
President Biden fired up in swing state Michigan, delivering the keynote address in an annual NAACP dinner. The president taking the stage before African-American voters in Detroit and taking aim at his rival, describing Donald Trump as unhinged, a man unable to accept the 2020 election results.
What do you think he would have done on January the 6th if black Americans had stormed the Capitol? No, I'm serious. What do you think? I can only imagine. Trump isn't running to lead America. He's running for revenge.
That speech, the second major stop Sunday. The president also speaking at Morehouse College, giving a graduation address to students at the historically black school. Some graduates faced away from the president in protest over the war in Gaza.
It's a humanitarian crisis in Gaza. That's why I've called for an immediate ceasefire. An immediate ceasefire to stop the fighting. Bring the hostages home.
Former President Trump also campaigning this weekend, picking up an endorsement from the National Rifle Association, telling the group he will roll back Biden's gun control measures if elected.
They want to take away your rights. Well, I know that better than anybody. They want to take away my rights.
Trump is set to return to court in New York this morning, where his former fixer Michael Cohen will take the stand for the final time in the former president's hush money trial. The trial is expected to wrap up this week without testimony from Trump. The former president faces 34 counts of falsifying business records, which he denies. Meanwhile, President Biden will travel to Boston and New Hampshire tomorrow. Em Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Well, in case you missed it, this plane had to make an emergency landing on the North Spokane corridor Saturday afternoon, and this video shows the plane taking off after causing quite the scene. Now, it landed just before 1 o'clock on Saturday and was back in the air by about 3 o'clock.
Inside was a trainee pilot who owns that aircraft and an instructor. The pair took off from Felts Field. Mid-flight, they thought they ran out of fuel, prompting them to make that emergency landing. They had planned to land in a nearby field, but the engine shut off, forcing them to land on the highway because of a lack of altitude. Turns out there was a second fuel tank on the plane that they were not aware of, which had plenty of fuel. Nobody was hurt. Washington State Patrol says this was the best case scenario and gave kudos to the pilots.
Now, coincidentally, this new section of the North Spokane corridor is closing for some repairs today. The Department of Transportation will close all southbound lanes between the Freya Street and Wellesley Avenue interchanges. It will close at 7 o'clock this morning and reopen at around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, during this time, crews will survey and restripe the road. This work is unrelated to the plane landing on the highway over the weekend.
Spokane Community College is offering a summer program for students who want to explore trades. Rising juniors, seniors, and 2024 grads can take the 2-week workshop to learn the basics in shop construction, safety, professional development, and more. The program runs from June 20th to July 3rd. They'll meet Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. If you are interested, we have a link to the registration page on KXLY.com.
Well, your Good Morning Northwest time, 6:37.
Let's check in with Mark again to see what you can expect heading out the door this morning.
Into the valley, I mean, you picked up over 1/4 of an inch of rain. Up into Indian Trail, it was almost a 1/2 inch of rain. So that wet weather is now brought in the, well, fog, because we just have all of this moisture sitting on the ground level, and it's cool outside. A full check of your forecast coming up.
Also still to come, a groundbreaking policy shift when it comes to HIV and breastfeeding. Why a new report says it's okay.
Plus, the restaurant known for seafood and Cheddar Bay biscuits is filing for bankruptcy. What changes you could see at Red Lobster? We'll tell you after the break.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
Dear 2031, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
Get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on many of your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
This year we celebrate Gary Middle School. That's where we're going to have the hometown Chevy Diamonds and Dreams. The whole infield's got to go. New fences, new backstop, and dugouts. The kids are going to love it. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
this year, make it a summer to remember and get your toys ready for the great outdoors from the pros at Snows Auto. Check out the best brands of stereos and professional window tints. 20% off at Snows Auto.
Good morning. Thank you for calling Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. How may I help you today?
I'm having some problem with my air conditioner.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What sort of problem?
Well, it's making a clingity, clangity, clunk. Sound.
Oh, no worries. We can certainly take care of that for you. Here at Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, we speak your language.
We invite you to experience excellence. Choose George Gee Kia Spokane. Shop us and you'll see we have
the best team in the Pacific Northwest.
George Gee Kia Spokane is locally owned and family operated. Located in Liberty Lake, just off I-90. At George Gee Kia Spokane, our mission is to exceed your expectations. We look forward to helping you find your new Kia. Visit the George Gee Kia team in Liberty Lake off I-90 or online anytime at SpokaneKia.com.
It's now 6:40 in News for Your Health. A new report says women with HIV can breastfeed their babies as long as they are taking certain medications. It's a sharp policy change from the American Academy of Pediatrics, reversing recommendations it had in place since the start of the AIDS epidemic in the 1980s. The report recognizes that routinely prescribed drugs can reduce the risk of transmitting HIV through breast milk to less than 1%. In addition, for parents who make the decision to breastfeed, the policy says they must breastfeed exclusively for the baby's first 6 months because research shows switching between breast milk and formula can disrupt an infant's gut in ways that increase the risk of HIV infection.
As we look at the 10-second takeaway, we see, again, fog. It's out there. That's going to be the start of our day, but on top of that, there's sunshine, so we're going to see that as soon as it burns off. A little cloud cover this afternoon, high of 70.
Well, it was the restaurant chain that brought affordable shrimp and lobster to middle-class America. Now Red Lobster is filing for bankruptcy. The company says it has more than $1 billion in debt. It plans to sell its business to lenders, and in turn, it will receive financing to stay afloat, but expects to continue to close down restaurants in the meantime. Now, no businesses here in the inland northwest of Red Lobster have announced closures at this point. The chain has been under the management of Thai Union since 2020 and has gone through 5 CEOs in that time frame.
Is it just me, or do you also want those Cheddar Bay biscuits?
We've been talking about them all morning, and we are hungry.
It is now 6:42.
Well, tomorrow is primary election day in Idaho. Are you ready to fill out your ballot? Allison Martinez is live with what you need to know as you head out to the polls.
There are 2 main dates that Idaho voters need to know about this week. I'll have all the details coming up on Good Morning Northwest.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Never a doubt. See our great selection of Tundras with backup assist technology and other advanced features at Parker Toyota in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
My name is Stevie, and I work for my dad, Steve Stikowski, at SGX Jet Boats here in Orfino, Idaho, where we specialize in a shallow water aluminum jet boat. For us, it's more than just business, it's a legacy. You realize that it's all worth it, because you're starting to see everything come to fruition. All of the hard work has paid off, and P1FCU is able to provide us with that security in knowing that our legacy is safe with them.
Have you worked or enjoyed the outdoors in Lincoln County before 2014? You may have been exposed to harmful Libby amphibole asbestos. Get your free asbestos health screening today. Don't wait. Early detection is key. Contact the CARD Clinic at libbyasbestos.org.
I'm Ben Stucker. I spent 8 years as the president of the Spokane City Council. After leaving city government, I went to work on one of the biggest problems Spokane faces, affordable housing. We've successfully created thousands more units, but it's going to take even more local and especially statewide effort to get to solutions. I know how to get the resources that we deserve. I'm running for the 3rd Legislative District House seat, and I ask for your support.
Paid for by Friends of Ben Stucker, Democrat.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Drive new Subaru models with 2.9% financing for 72 months at AutoNation Subaru.
Want to sell fast? Go to WeBuyHouses.com. We'll buy any house in any condition. Get your no-obligation cash offer today. Call WeBuyHouses.com at 509-563-7575.
WeBuyHouses.com. 4 News Now is brought to you by Mysticwa Casino Hotel in Chewelah.
Welcome back. It's now 6:45. It's a big week for Idaho voters. Voters voting for the Idaho primary election will take place in person tomorrow from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m.
And ballots will include candidates for United States representatives, state legislators, county sheriffs, and more. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez live breaking down the information you need to know about the week ahead. Allison?
Yes, good morning to you both. There are 2 main dates that Idaho voters need to know about this week. The first, of course, is primary election day, which is tomorrow. Now, the 2024 primary will include races for both county and state level elections. Now, the second big date that should be on many people's radar is the Democratic Presidential Caucus. Now, getting started with tomorrow, races for U.S. Representative will be on the ballot along with Idaho State Senate and Idaho State Representative seats. Also on the ballot locally are Kootenai County Commissioner Districts 1 and 2, as well as Kootenai County Prosecuting Attorney and Sheriff. Precinct committee seats will also appear on the ballot in each voter precinct. Later in the week, registered Democrats and unaffiliated voters are invited to the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. This is happening this Thursday from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Here, voters will decide who Idaho will support for the Democratic nominee for President of the United States. Those who attend will be given a paper ballot with 2 checkbox questions. First, who do you support for President of the United States? And second, which local Democrats would you like to send as a delegate to the state convention? Both tomorrow and Thursday are big days for many voters here. For more details, you can go over to our website, KXLY.com. Reporting live in Coeur d'Alene, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
We've been tracking the fog all morning out there. Seems to be letting up a little bit here.
Yeah, at least here downtown it is.
It's getting better. It's on the move. We're warming up slowly, and there's sun above that. Fairly clear sky. Let's get to the forecast, show you what's going on. Right now we take a live look, and you can see the courthouse back there, but it's still fog, 40 degrees currently. We'll see, again, an improving sky condition after 8 o'clock. Also, we're going to see temperatures warming up to 47 as we do your hour by hour. We're going to warm up nicely. At 10 o'clock, we're going to be at 55 degrees. Winds are going to be negligible throughout the day. We're going to see sunshine and temperatures in the mid-60s by the 1 o'clock hour, and then we start to see the intrusion of some cloud cover coming across. Our high today is going to be 70 degrees, looking really nice. Overnight, we're going to be at 44 degrees, partly cloudy, cool, not quite what we see now, all right? Moving into Indiana, Iowa, and moving through into the Great Lakes, there could be some areas of really bad weather, but Texas is going to get a much-needed break today as they continue to try and work their way through all the storms last week and get power for so many. Now, we have our forecast looking for variable clouds this afternoon, pops of isolated showers, then we clear out overnight. We have a return engagement Tuesday around dinner time. We're going to see that wet weather, I-90 all the way into the Cascades. Bit of a break. So Wednesday, we're going to really start to see this move in for Idaho and Montana. And then we're going to have that come back around, and there's more energy up into Canada coming across. So we could see some soggy weather on Wednesday. 70 our high today, 68 into, or 63, excuse me, into St. Mary's, into the Tri-Cities. 75 degrees, not too bad. All right, so we're going to have temperatures nearing 70 Tuesday. Again, the rainy periods on Wednesday, colder, 58, and then Thursday, 62 when we have the extreme team reveal, into the mid-60s for Memorial Day weekend. So with showers on Saturday, we'll talk more about that. Let's talk about our Diamonds and Dreams program with, again, your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union. We are, and this is our beginning stages, the middle of last week, and then we brought in the heavy equipment and we started removing and grubbing out all of that grass. In doing so, we took out a lot of these areas that had been built up over the years. I have to thank Steve Dundee and Dundee Concrete for coming in, getting our fence posts put in for what will be the new dugouts, and Portacover is going to be putting those in. So we're going to have new dugouts, new bases. BSN brought those in from Texas for us.
Awesome.
We've got a lot of cool people really helping us put this thing together. All we have to do is finish by Thursday. That's all.
That's it. With the rain and other, you know, curveballs.
Double bacon cheeseburgers from Zips today from Francis.
That helps. Oh, now I'm really hungry.
I know.
Thanks. 10 minutes before the hour, your morning sprint's coming up.
We'll see you after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Travel for Adventures is brought to you in part by Lewis Clark Valley.
Need a new appliance? Don't want to wait? Fred's has them in stock and on sale. Fred's Appliance has more appliances in stock than any of the box stores. Sometimes you just can't wait for delivery. That's why Fred's warehouses are stacked to the ceiling. If you are really in a hurry, you can pick up your appliance the same day. Fred's offers a 30-day low price guarantee, so you know you're always getting the best price. Fred's Appliance. We sell appliances, only appliances.
It's Ford SUV season. Time to get out there and take on adventure in a whole new way. Start with great offers on Ford Escape, Explorer, Mustang Mach-E, and Expedition. And experience Ford Blue Cruise hands-free highway driving. Available on select vehicles. It's Ford SUV season. Let's get going. Get 0% APR for 72 months and $3,000 FlexBuy cash on an Escape. Or up to $3,000 cash on a Mustang Mach-E. Only at your local Ford dealer.
It's time. Time to let your soul breathe a little, to feel the sun on your face, and to feel alive again. It's time to dust off the clubs, to treat yourself, and test out your lungs. It's time to get away to the place that's not so far away, Lakeside Coeur d'Alene. Win a dream giveaway at cda4.fun.
Every life lost to an opioid overdose is a big deal, especially to the friends, families, and communities left behind. But one small act can make a big difference. Naloxone, or Narcan, can reverse an overdose from opioids, including fentanyl. Almost every time it's used, naloxone saves a life. When they carry and use naloxone, friends save friends, brothers save sisters, parents save their kids. And that's huge. Find naloxone and learn how to use it at wafriendsforlife.org.
The 2024-25 Spokane Symphony season is here.
Here's the full show lineup in 15 seconds.
Here we go. 9 masterworks.
5 pops.
Other concerts include Harry Potter,
Nutcracker Ballet,
Handel's Messiah,
New Year's Eve, Beethoven's Ninth,
Max Richter's Vivaldi The Four Seasons,
Star Wars,
Chambers Juarez,
Spokane Symphony at Albert Crest,
concerts in the park. Whew.
I did it. Subscriptions on the sale now.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53. Time to get you ready to take on your Monday in the morning sprint.
Breaking news from the Middle East. Iran's president killed in a helicopter crash. Sydney Charles is tracking the latest information.
Tomorrow is primary election day in Idaho, and Allison Martinez is live with what you need to know as you head out to the polls.
But first, we are waking up to some fog this morning. Let's get right to Mark's forecast.
All right, good morning, everybody. As we, in our First Alert Weather, in that First Alert Weather app, valid. You're going to need it. Go to the App Store and get it. We're sitting at 39 into the valley. It's 35 in Deer Park. Everybody's warming up above freezing now. Gina, you're at 34. We are going to see variable clouds today. We're going to see a chance of an afternoon or evening shower. And then we'll see highs today around 70 degrees. In Coeur d'Alene, you'll be in the mid-60s.
Breaking news this morning, a helicopter crash killed Iran's President Ebrahim Raisi, along with his foreign minister and several others. A drone sent in from Turkey located the crash, detecting a source of heat near Iran's border that was more than 12 hours after the chopper vanished in bad weather. Today, the country's first vice president has been appointed as acting president of the Islamic Republic following that crash. How the U.S. is responding is coming up next on Good Morning America.
And more breaking news from the Middle East this morning. The International Criminal Court prosecutor, Karim Khan, has announced the ICC is seeking arrest warrants in retaliation to the October 7th attacks in Israel and the Gaza war. Now, the court's chief prosecutor told CNN in an exclusive interview today he is seeking arrest warrants for Hamas's leader, Yahya Sinwar, and Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on charges of war and crimes against humanity.
Spokane Police Major Crimes Unit investigating a shooting that happened during the annual Lilac Festival Armed Forces Torchlight Parade in downtown Spokane Saturday night. Spokane Police say the shooting happened just before 9 o'clock at night at the convenience store toward the end of the parade route. One person was shot and another injured. Both were taken to the hospital. SPD told us it wasn't able to release any information regarding what happened or the suspect in order to protect the investigation. Spokane's mayor released a statement in response. You can read that on KXLY.com.
A man who crashed his car into a power pole is in critical condition this morning. According to the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office, Richard Lansadell was driving east on Garwood Road when he veered off the road and into a pole. He's in the hospital this morning in critical condition.
A small plane bound for Ephrata is missing this morning. The Washington State Department of Transportation says the plane, piloted by Jerry Reidinger, left the Arlington Municipal Airport yesterday afternoon at 4:30. His wife reported him missing an hour and a half later. An air search is underway near Snoqualmie Pass. Officials are expected to give an update at 11 this morning.
A plane had to make an emergency landing on the North Spokane corridor Saturday afternoon. It landed just before 1 Saturday and was back in the air by about 3. Inside was a trainee pilot who owns the aircraft and an instructor. The pair took off from Felts Field. In mid-flight, they thought they ran out of fuel, prompting them to make that emergency landing. Well, it turns out there was a second fuel tank on that plane they were unaware of, which had plenty of fuel. Now, thankfully, no one was hurt.
It's a big week for Idaho voters. There are 2 main dates you need to know about this week. The first, of course, is primary election day, which is tomorrow. The polls will be open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Now, races to note include Kootenai County Sheriff and County Commissioners. The second date is the Democratic Presidential Caucus, which is this Thursday at the Kootenai County Fairgrounds. That will be from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. You can go to our website, KXLY.com, for more details.
Metal sheets now cover the concrete benches in the alcoves along the Monroe Street Bridge in an effort to make the bridge safer and cleaner. Last year, Councilman Michael Cathcart championed a resolution to address the bridge's issues, things like drug use and illegal activity. Over the last 6 months, the projects to increase safety on the bridge, like those of metal sheets, anti-graffiti paint, and improved lighting, have cost less than $50,000. Once the costs top that amount, the projects would need City Council approval.
Well, this new section of the North Spokane corridor is closing for some repairs starting today. The Department of Transportation will close all southbound lanes between the Freya Street and Wellesley Avenue interchanges. It will close this morning at 7 a.m. and reopen around 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Just a block away from the Monroe Street Bridge, the Post Street Bridge is about to reopen. The 1-lane northbound bridge will open the first week of June, along with the completion of the Gorge Loop Trail through the park and Kendall Yards. We're back with a final check of weather coming up with Mark right after this quick break.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
At Numerica, you'll find money answers for acronym fans. Get money answers for you and only you. Learn more at numericacu.com.
MASH is a must.
What more do you want?
It's MASH CTV on MeTV.
See what you started?
It's 2 full hours of MASH C laughs.
What about rank? Can I help it if I'm not as rank as you?
Weeknights beginning at 6 on MeTV 4.2.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque.
And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now. Get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups. Or get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
Today we see the fog lessening and we see the sun that's going to come out. It's going to be really a nice day. Temperatures are going to warm up quickly. We're going to have temperatures into the mid-50s by 10 o'clock. By noon, we're going to be in the low to mid-60s, and our high today is going to be a slightly above average 70 degrees. So there's good news there. But we do see more wet weather coming in. Could be as early as Tuesday dinner time, taking us overnight into Wednesday with rainy conditions. We're hoping that rain is overnight and maybe a little bit in the afternoon. We dry out, and we're going to see, again, mid-60s for Friday.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us here on Good Morning Northwest.
We'll see you throughout Good Morning America with live local updates, GMAs.